What's up, guys? It's T-Gainz here with a very, very important message, and that is, if I love wrestling, you love wrestling, then we love wrestling.
Welcome to the We Love Wrestling spot. My name is Terry. Today, or Trady, you call me, just don't disrespect me. Today we have somebody, if you tuned in 4 months ago, we talked to her, had her debut match. And I told you then, I was like, this is a star in the making. You know, the audio was kind of bad, but I was like, this is a star. First time seeing her, she's a star. But now we got her back. We're going to get a little update. We have with us T-Gainz. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great myself. So we found out why you love wrestling and what stars you love it. With Sting. It's Sting. Let's talk about it. How you feel about Sting on AEW right now? What have you been doing?
Oh, I love it. Everything Sting related, I'm for it.
All right. See, she's a Sting mark. We're okay with that. I'm a Sting mark too, but you know, I haven't been. Yeah, I'm a Sting mark too. We'll just leave it there. So T-Gainz, last time I seen you, well, first time we talked, you was just having your first match against Miss Layla Gray. Now some things did happen with you. Do you still hold that championship that you won?
I sure do. I still hold it, and I will actually be representing it again in June at the Love Alive charity, where the same place where I had won it.
Okay. Because I talked to Mazzerati, she was like, I don't know what championship that is. That don't mean nothing to me. And I was like, no, she's a champion out here. You got to know this. So
she hasn't done her background like I have.
Oh, okay. Doing some background on it. So you will be debuting with, well, can we really call it a debut? We'll say a debut. So Mania Weekend saw you. You was on the GCW Best in Class, hosted by Young Professor. You faced Layla Gray there again. You want to tell the people how that match turned out for you?
Well, I will say that Lila, she got the upper hand in that one, I will say. But I will say after my opponent, I got to give it to her. I'm not going to stand here all high and mighty. Oh, I'm the best. Everyone has their bad days, and I'll attest to that. No one's invincible. And like I said that same day at an interview, if there was someone I was going to take a loss to, I'm proud that it would be to her. She's a tough opponent, but I will say that I did give her a run. I did give her a run for that money.
People did talk about that match, and it was Mania Weekend. How did you feel about your first Mania Weekend performance?
Oh, it was awesome. I loved, like, the biggest thing is the people that to interact with. I met new people to interview with, new connections, and just the bonds that you make with people inside the ring and outside of the ring. And there was an awesome crowd there, awesome set of fans that I got to meet and talk with afterwards. So I think the biggest thing is just the connections that you can make with people. Of course, the wrestling love. Anytime I'm in the ring, it's a great time. It's a great opportunity. I always have fun. Um, but the biggest thing that was just awesome is just seeing people, hearing where they come from to come out and see wrestling, and the people that come up and say that they had never been to a wrestling show and that was their first one, and for them to tell their experience with that is just awesome.
You got me emotional right there, T-Gainz, for a second. I was just sitting here thinking, did we do your first interview here?
Yes.
Well, first two. We have another one that happened, but it was messed up also. It never came out. So we did have two interviews. So just hearing you making connections and people meeting at Mania. I saw you outside talking to people. You had your own cheering section. I was like, T-Gainz is out here. She's doing things. She's making an impression on people and I love seeing the evolution of it. Now, to talk about making an impression and giving people runs for their money, you had to do something right, because now, this coming weekend, you'll be debuting in the Diamonds division, Generation Championship Wrestling. You know, she's off the Best in Class. You know, she was already top in class there. Now she's going to the prime time slot. You'll be debuting. How do you feel about getting that debut?
Oh, it's It's incredible because it's like it's a fresh slate. It's like there's people there that don't know who I am, but will learn rather quickly, and it's just, it's just, it's not so much. Yeah, there's anxiety. Yeah, there's some nerves, but it's funny to say, but it's like the good kind. It's the kind that fuels you. It's not so much of intimidation, but it's pure excitement. It's knowing that there's eyes that haven't seen you before. And so it's thinking what my best qualities I can bring to the table, the best show, the best thing that I can show people that will stick, whether it's what my gear looks like, whether it's how I talk, how I walk. There's got to be something special in each and every part, every combination. And just having that fresh slate of this is the first thing that some people may see, and that people that have seen me before, what can I top that I've already done to keep showing people that I'm evolving, that I have something to bring to the table to any promotion, to any scale.
Look, guys, May 8th, this weekend, Mother May I, Generation Championship Wrestling. If you're in Stanford, Florida, you can go to CrossFit Exalted, go to GenerationChampionshipWrestling.com and get your tickets.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, Title Match Network, click on there. They got a live tab. It's going to be right there. You can watch it live and see all the action. Diamonds Division, debuting. The division's already hot.
Mm-hmm.
And now we got this debut coming with her. Ooh, it's heating up. But you'll be facing someone who I mentioned her early. She's from the West Coast, Mazzerati. And I don't know if you saw just about when we are doing this a promo drop from her.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she know you've been studying her, but she's tried to look up and find stuff about you, and she's found nothing. How you feel?
I feel like maybe she's just not looking in the right spots, or she's not talking to the right people, or maybe it's a rock that she's living under. I don't know. Or maybe all that box dye has just gone down to the head. I don't know. But I'm prepared to fill all the questions that she has for me this weekend.
Because, I tried to tell her a little something. She just gave me the, somebody tell you something, give you a look like, what?
Mm.
I was like, oh, okay. And I felt a little bit of weight because I'm like, man, I've been here with T-Gainz since, like, you can say the first match, and you just go. I'm trying to let you know she weightlift champion doing her things. Like, no, it's not on her radar. So she's really looking at this as like a free night there at Mother May I.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it doesn't. I know you, T-Gainz. I told you. I you know where I feel your trajectory is. So I know you're gonna show up and show out. So since we're talking about the Diamonds division, we got some of the other ladies there also.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel about that champion? Because you got championships and you gaining traction. How you feel about Queen Aminata as their champion?
I see it. I mean, I've watched her, I've seen her, and I'm impressed. And what's great is that I love looking looking at someone else and being impressed by their work and being able to put all high and mighty feelings aside. Being able to acknowledge someone else's athleticism and their work is great. And it's also a even bigger push for me. And that's what I love about that women's division, how hot and how on fire it is. And it fuels me to see, all right, I see where they're at, and I'm going to be above that.
Oh, well, speak your truth. Okay, you're going to be above that. Like to hear it. Now, T-Gainz, let me ask you, because I saw you. We talked at the Run This Town event. I told you we was going to have another conversation. I mean, I feel like we all a part of this wrestling family now. I'm going to support you since I was here from day one. Pre-match routines, people never really get to know what people do with their pre-match routines. Do you have a pre-match routine that you go through before your matches?
Well, for me, of course, the stretching is the biggest thing because bodies, you gotta take care of your body. I like doing a really good stretch, being really loose, being really able. My best things, honestly, drink that whole day. I'll be drinking body armors the whole day. And right before, honestly, it sounds cliche, but it goes along with my faith. But I honestly take some time and I sit there and I pray, and just for protection over my body. And even, I mean, I know I'm in there to win, but I pray for protection over everybody because I know I'm out here on a mission, but I'm on a mission to also be respectful and to be safe because this is a tough thing that we put our bodies through. And I'm here to let my opponent know who I am. I'm here to take names respectfully with a smile on my face, but also let the other person know who I am in the safest way. But yeah, the biggest thing I found is really good stretch because I remember going to a match when my very first match, I didn't really have like a regimen or like thing like what exactly should I do, and I was just so much like in my head going over myself like how I want to be. I didn't even stretch at all, and that next day I could not move, and I was like, I got to get my body right. So the biggest thing is I love to hydrate. I drink body armors that whole day, and I'll take a good amount of time where I'll just separate myself and I would just stretch every single part of myself to get, and it gets my body loose and my mind loose at the same time in the right mindset.
Okay. Stretch, get loose, get her body and her mind right. Like to hear it. So let's talk about it because you did mention it. You said you are the few survive. I believe it's the North champion.
Hmm.
Uh, it's the event, the Love Alive event on June 19th.
Yes, it is.
You said you'll be defending your championship there. How do you feel about representing that championship, the few survive North champion? Because I mean, just this little time, you're a star. First off, when I saw it, I was like, oh, star. So how do you feel being a champion?
Honestly, automatically being a champion, like humbly, you feel great. Like you're on top, you're living it. But especially for the event that I would be at, for it to be a charity, for it to be us, because at wrestling events you reach people, but for just this type of event, it's such an honoring feeling because it's not like I'm not just defending this for myself. It's there's people around this community that are needing hope, needing something to cling on to, and for wrestling, that may be that for them. And so honestly, I was very proud, very humbling to be a champion, but especially for the place that it's at, it just makes it even sweeter. It makes the whole experience even that much better, knowing that you're out there and you're living your dream. I'm out there living it, but I'm also living it for other people. And
Mm.
that's an awesome experience. And to again see the people that come and being able to interact with people even after the show and seeing how they felt, how seeing the wrestling made them feel, and how they feel empowered and how great they feel. It just adds on to the sweetness of being a champion and being like representation of those people.
Now you won that in a was it a 6 woman match
Um,
or
Fatal Four Way.
fatal 4 way? Was that now I wasn't there, but while the match was going on, Jinx, who you know, she called me and put it on FaceTime, and I was like, "Wait a minute, what is going on here?" I
Mhm.
think it was you, uh, Red Velvet,
Mhm.
Rebel.
Mhm.
I'm blanking on the fourth person. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Who was
remember seeing. I forgot why she said that you wasn't there, but I remember she said, I'm letting him know I'm filling them in."
Yeah, I forgot who the fourth person was in the match, but you did take and win that match. Um, in your few months that you've been wrestling, you locked up with a lot of people whose names are out here actually being known. Rebel's been seen on AEW. Red Velvet also has been on AEW on a hot streak right now. Um,
Mhm.
at the Few Survive Say It Loud event, you was on that. You got to tangle up with Janai Kai a little bit.
Mhm.
She's also been a part of the Diamonds division. Last time we talked, I asked you if there was any people that you would want to face. Your three names was Charlotte, Bailey, and Sean Spears. I don't know why you took the shot at him, but I mean, we do know. Go back and watch that. I'll link it at the end of the video. Um, but let's go with three independent names since you've been on this independent circuit for, let's say, all of 2021. Because if we say 4 months, that's January to now. Um, do you have three independent names of people you'll want to face?
I will say that at that Say It Loud event was the very first time that I met Mazzerati, and that it was a Rumble type match. So I never put any hands on her then. We haven't had any kind of contact until now. But like I said, I'll acknowledge when I see power, and I've seen something in her. So I know that I'm already going to be facing her, but I put her on my radar because I know she has some attitude, and I like some fierceness. So her, um, I know that was a fatal four way, but I didn't have too much contact with her. But I know she was on AEW. But me and Red, we've had some talk. We've had some talk with each other. Haven't ever faced or put something together yet, but we've talked with each other about maybe making something happen in the future. Um, and again, I know that she's doing other things with Sky Blue. I've been in the locker room with her a couple times, and I like to see what she's about. I didn't have much interaction with her, but for a little split second, I thought to myself, all right, I'd like to see something happen there.
Sky Blue is a part of the Dimes Division. She is also on the show on Saturday. If y'all, so I love wrestling. So if y'all know, I call Sky Blue the future. T-Gainz versus Sky Blue. We could call T-Gainz the future too. That would be a Diamonds Division. Robin Reed.
I'm
just saying, it's right there. I'm just saying.
Book it.
Book it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying it's right there. I mean, we just put it on a platter for you, so it's right there. Now, before we get out of here, T-Gainz, I'm going to ask you a question that you probably won't be asked again. How do you feel about Italian food? Because I'm coming down to the Orlando area. They told me there's an Italian spot that's down there. I know you don't live in the Orlando area, but are you a fan of Italian food?
I am a lot.
What's your favorite Italian dish?
I try to recreate, since I am on farmland, not near much. I try to recreate my own. So I love, of course, pastas. I love pastas. Um, I like doing like baked pastas with. We have a beef farm, so luckily we have our very own beef made and processed. So I love doing the hunks of meatballs and the pastas baked with all the cheese crusted on top. Like, I love that.
Since we started talking, I just remembered something that I had to ask you. So we'll say the Italian for another time. Everyone's talking about you breaking these watermelons. I've seen the videos. I what's the deal with the watermelons? I mean, you're just going out there. You're breaking perfectly good watermelon fruits. I haven't had watermelon in about 3-4 years, but when I saw your video, I was like, why is T-Gainz out here breaking watermelon? Like, I think his name was Gallagher back in the day. Like, what's going on? What they do to you?
Well, honestly, it started as one of those, oh, I bet you can't kind of things. And I bet it was just people from my hometown as I'm busting out in wrestling, and they're like, so they call you Quadzilla. Like, why? What's the big deal? And so I don't know, honestly, I don't know where the watermelon came from. They was like, really show your power, like break or do something with them. So I'm like, what can I do with them? And I was like, I don't know why the first thing that popped in my head was, what, I'm going to crush a watermelon. And it was right leading up to my match with Lila. And I'm like, you know what? if I'm doing this to shut the doubt in anyone's mind, I'm gonna use it to shut it in hers too. So I went out, bought a watermelon, went out in my yard, and I crushed it.
That's the story. Because I was watching the video, I was like, "Oh, she cutting the promo," and I was like, "Why? Like, why is she doing this? Like, I haven't seen this in a while, but okay, I understand it. I can feel it."
And be on the lookout. I got T-shirts made coming that says "Hide your watermelons." I'll give you the first one.
All right, you gonna have them on Saturday?
I don't think they're being by then, but right when they come in, you'll be the first one to know because you're getting the first one.
Hey, I get the first one. I'm putting it on. You got a whole picture in it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
What size shirt you wear?
Medium.
Everybody wear medium. I got smalls. Let's see. PWTs, you taking? I'm sorry, but y'all know what y'all doing with y'all shipping. But that actually rolls us into our last part. You said you got T-shirts coming. So T-Gainz, what we want you to do is put yourself over. Tell them your social media. You said you got T-shirts coming. When your T-shirts come, how can they get a T-shirt? Anything else you got coming up, promote. We just want you to put yourself over.
Okay. I can't think of a better platform to release all this information on rather than We Love Wrestling. Right now, I am so booked, so scheduled, and I cannot wait to share those dates with you. This coming Saturday, of course, I will be in action, and you guys can hear that all the information of the address and everything I said before. And if you check my social medias at Instagram at T_Gainz, I'll be posting the link, the address where you can go buy tickets. In June, I'll be with the Love Alive charity on June 19th. I will be back in Miami action on June 26th with Magic City Wrestling Federation. And I will also be coming back sometime in October. That date's to be released. But I am so excited to be in the Sanford area, in Orlando, in Tampa, in Miami, and moving around so I can see where all these wrestling fans are, so I can see all of you guys. So if you keep on with my Instagram, it's T_Gainz. You get to see all those dates and all those event tickets right there.
Ooh. T_Gainz. That's Gainz. Gainz. Put the Z on the end, people. Y'all had me confused down here. T-Gainz. Oh man. Like, hey, what's the shirt gonna say on it again? Watch your watermelons?
Or hide your watermelons.
Hide your watermelons. Oh
on
man.
The back it's gonna say Quadzilla's coming.
Quadzilla's coming. You know what? I think I'm printing out pictures so T-Gainz can sign on Saturday. Quadzilla is coming. I love the name. Guys, I'm not joking when I tell you, when I first saw her, I was like, hey, she looks like a superstar. I told her when we first saw her, before we put the video, it was TV stuff, but I told her before everything, I saw a star there, and now just to see her debuting, and she got shows coming up, it's a good look. It's the rise of T-Gainz. Quadzilla is coming. You should do a shirt with Quadzilla on it, like as Godzilla, some type of way if somebody do it, and say Quadzilla is coming. I think it'll be hot.
Love it.
I think it'll be hot. Oh man, I'm just happy at this point. You know what I'm saying? When you talk to somebody and just see the progression that you're going, people reach out to T-Gainz, get some interviews, talk to her. Let's build her up out here, because she's gonna build herself up, but everybody needs to know about her and trust. After Saturday, when she go out there, her and Mazzerati, they've been having some back and forth, but it's gonna be a good matchup. I can't wait to see it. So T-Gainz, thank you for giving us this time here. I got to ask you, you got promo pictures now?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Just this past weekend I got some more made. I should be getting them in just a few days, but I got some new ones, and I just got measured for some new gear because I like to change up the look. So I'll also be having some new gear coming in.
If you haven't seen her gear, go check it out. Her last gear was inspired by Paige, I believe.
Mhm.
Look at me knowing my stuff,
Mhm.
keeping it in the memory. Yes. All right, can't wait to see the new gear, but it's time for us to get out of here. Like I said, uh, this coming weekend, Saturday, May 8th, titlematchnetwork.com. Click on the live tab, GCW Mother May I. If you're in the area and you bring your mom, they say
Mhm.
your mom get in for free. So, I mean, take your mom to see some wrestling. Your mom
Mhm.
will probably become a T-Gainz fan.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Like I said, we thank T-Gainz for giving us this time. And I'm Trey D. Terry. And like I always say, if I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we love wrestling. It's too sweet.
Yep. Thank you so much.